What's up, guys? How we doing? We got 3 new subscribers last night. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate your support and welcome to the team, whether you're here for one video or all of them. I appreciate your support. Thank you. We got 3, but I think we lost 1. I don't know what the hell I said in my video yesterday that pissed somebody off, man, but I gotta stop worrying about it. I'm guessing it's where I said if you show up in the Discord being a dick, I will ban you. But look, man, look at my YouTube. I have let you guys talk shit for an entire year, just saying the most heinous things about my daughter, and I've never blocked anybody. I just let it happen, you know? And same with Twitch. People have came in and said hate comments there. Yes, this Discord that I made for the community to come closer together and to get things off their chest and to lift one another. Yeah, I think putting my foot down there and not allowing you to come in and just call people names is warranted. So far we got 4 people and it's a really sweet environment and I want to keep that up. So yeah, I'm gonna put my foot down on that one. Otherwise, you can hate my YouTube videos as much as you want. It's actually been super awesome. When I came out with the video yesterday, I didn't quite have everything figured out. Now I do. I didn't have just basic, simple shit set up for you to be able to view all the channels, but now you just click the link, you just agree to the rules, which there's only one. It's very simple. And then you just pick a question. It basically asks you, what do you want to do in this community? And I gave you like 7 answers and that's it. Then it's good to go. And so far it's been great. It's been a great place to chat. I've gotten to know a new subscriber and old subscribers more in one day than I have in a year. So it's just a cool place to hang out and get to know you guys, you know? I mean, none of this would be possible without you. So I appreciate anybody that shows up and you guys being there, and whether you show up or not, I just appreciate all your support. Also, I'm gonna post some videos there early for you guys to critique and give feedback on before I post them. But other than that, I don't know what could have offended somebody, but I know that I'm done worrying about it. We're coming up on the year anniversary, and that's one of the biggest things I've learned is that you're going to worry yourself to death if you always worry about offending somebody. That being said, today I have an article I want to discuss with you. And I know. I said I was done talking about politics, and I am. But this quite literally applies to where I live, so how can you not? I keep saying I'm done talking about it, and then something happens, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good for a while, and then now there's this article that's interesting and pretty fucked up, and it's where I live. So, let's read it, shall we? Here we are. Whites-only community seeks Missouri expansion. A whites-only group called Return to the Land, RTTL, derided by critics as racist and anti-Semitic, is looking to expand its reach from its base in northern Arkansas to an area near Springfield, Missouri. A co-founder of the group recently said, I can't help but find their name ironic. Return to the land, you know. If anything, it should be go back to Europe. GBTE. And I want you to understand that northern Arkansas is 20 miles that way and Springfield is 30 miles that way. I am smack dab in the middle. Okay, the prospect of a growing whites-only community where members are evaluated based on European ancestry and where Jews are denied membership. It is raising concerns among state and local officials and activist groups. RTTL, which describes itself as a private member association, began development in 2023 on its base in northern Arkansas, which sits on 160 acres of land. A co-founder of the group, Eric Orwell, told Caller 10, the local news station, that he hopes to expand soon to an area of land outside Springfield and eventually expand to all 50 states. Yeah, screw leaving that money for our kids. Let's try to buy land and make as many white-only communities as possible. We want to ensure that white Americans who value their ancestry will have the ability to live among like-minded people in the future if they choose to do so, regardless of demographic changes, Orwell told the news outlet. This is where I have a problem with you people. Why don't you just come out and say it? You can value your ancestry and still live amongst black people. So what you're saying is if anybody other than a white person exists near you, that's not okay. You want to buy all this land to only have white people on. And doing so, that's valuing your ancestry. You can't do both. You can't value your ancestry and live amongst, other ethnicities. What exactly is worth valuing about our ancestry again? Let's take it back. Was it whenever, we took out the Native Americans and then quite literally bred with their women, and so now we're all part Native American and we get to actively speak up and go, no, I don't find Redskins offensive. I'm 1 in 164th Cherokee and I can speak on this matter. Well, we're all part Native American because we literally bred with them. Was it when slavery was a thing? Was it when, you could legally rape your wife or own her and she was your property and she wasn't allowed to have her own bank accounts? I'm just wondering, I'm proud to be part of progress and to not sweep this under the rug. I already know what the comments are going to say. White guilt, right? It's not white guilt. I don't feel guilty because I don't help contribute to it. I don't ignore this shit. I literally tell you guys that I live in this spot and this is what I witness every day and get hated for simply talking about it. But yeah, and I don't even get it, like Arkansas already, like especially North Arkansas and South Missouri already is basically only white people. So I feel like a black person just came through one day and he was like, nope, that's too many, that's too much. That's too much. I'm going to form this stupid group that ironically applies to us. Return to land. Yeah, return to Europe. He said RTTL plans to coordinate homeschool groups, healthcare networks, legal advocacy groups, and more, all of which would be barred to people of color. Whites should have the ability to live among their own people, if that's what they want to do. And mass immigration is quickly making that nearly impossible in many Western nations. Oh my God. Who immigrated here? Who was here first? Why don't you say that same sentence to a Native American person? My daughter's half Native American, by the way. If individuals decide to live in multiracial communities, then they should be allowed to do so. But we don't want racial forced on us in every aspect of life, he added. So exactly. So if multiracial communities, so if a black person exists, if a Latino person exists and lives amongst your community, that's just bad. And it's okay to just want to live white only. I mean, even though we're denying Jews too. No, specifically white, like-minded, undereducated, bigoted assholes like me. Missouri Democrats are pushing back on the effort Chelsea Rodriguez, communications director of the state Democratic Party, called GBTE, a hate group, and said it won't be welcome. Missouri families are fed up with the fringe extremism Missouri Republicans keep inviting into their communities. If this hate group tries to relocate to Springfield, they shouldn't expect to be embraced, Rodriguez said in a statement. Missouri Democrats have a clear message for any hate group eyeing our state. This is our home. We were raised here, and we share the same respect for the Constitution and Second Amendment as our neighbors. Your hate has no place in our home, she continued. See, I don't get this. I don't know if it's just because I live in South Missouri, but there's nothing but white people here. This isn't a diverse place. The more north you go, like when you get to Kansas City and the more towards Illinois you go, the more diverse you get. But down here in southern Missouri, and especially Springfield, is not a diverse place. Also, fun fact, Springfield is one of the worst crime per people cities in America, and it's a very small city. And it's made up of all white people. Y'all love to use that statistic against black people, that they have higher crime rates because you don't understand numbers. If 2 out of 10 black people, or 2 out of 10 white people commit a crime, well, then that's a 20% crime rate. If 2 out of 4 black people commit crime, then that's a 50% crime rate. The same amount of people are doing crime. There's just way more white people, so therefore it doesn't matter. I did 8th grade math is hard. State Rep Jeremy Dean, and a Democrat who represents part of Springfield in the Missouri House of Representatives, said he has no doubt that groups such as RTTL are emboldened by federal and state politicians who attack marginalized communities and fuel a climate where hate can grow. Also, going back to the point of we're not going to allow hate in our home, and that, like, shaping Missouri as if it's this progressive state. Last year, we voted on state things. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. It's still illegal to get an abortion under any circumstances. We legalized sports betting. That's good. Yeah, because 100 million is going to go to school. That's it, out of the hundreds of billions they're bound to make throughout the years. We just saw zeros and we're like, that's a big number. And then we just fork over our money willingly. State Rep Jeremy Dean, a Democrat who represents part of Springfield. Again, I can't express enough to you like how shitty Springfield actually is. Like, it's a place that I could make more money doing Instacart and Ubering up there, but I don't want to take my daughter up there. It is not a good city. A Democrat who represents part of Springfield in the Missouri House of Representatives says he has no doubt that groups such as RTTL are emboldened by federal and state politicians who attack marginalized communities and fuel a climate where hate can grow. Southwest Missouri has a racist past. We've made progress, and we're not going back. Yeah, we sure did make progress last year. White nationalist groups have no place in our country, especially not here, Dean added in a statement. Another Missouri Democrat who represents part of Springfield and Jefferson City, State Representative Betsy Fogel, said that the blatant racism embraced by Mr. Orwell's group is not welcome in his district. And that's the part of this I don't understand. We had 3 Trump stores. Everybody has a Let's Go Brandon bumper sticker. Like, Springfield is the worst. I feel like go back to Europe, their group would totally be embraced by Springfield, and this is painting it as if we've come a long way. Last year, we literally voted on state things and made no changes. Southwest Missouri is too beautiful to be ruined by. Also, Southwest Missouri, which is basically where I'm at, more kind of in the center, has a racist past, but we've made progress and we're not going back. I just don't. I don't see how we've made progress. I mean, I just made a video a couple weeks ago about how I literally saw a couple say the N-word in front of their 3 kids at Walmart. I don't know what you're talking about. Southwest Missouri is too beautiful to be ruined by a worldview so ugly. History has been very clear about the outcomes of groups like Mr. Orwell's who seek to leave behind others based on the color of their skin. Vogel said in a statement, "I refuse to let history repeat itself in my hometown and would ask my colleagues to do the same," she added. The group has faced pushback in Arkansas as well. Lindsey Bach-Friedman, an Anti-Defamation League's ADL regional director of the South Central region, said the group's efforts revive discredited and reprehensible forms of segregation and should be illegal under federal and state civil rights laws, as well as under the Arkansas Fair Housing Act and the Fair Housing Act of 1968. "We urge the Arkansas Fair Housing Commission, local elected officials, and law enforcement to act swiftly to ensure that Northeast Arkansas remains a welcoming and inclusive community, not a refuge for intolerance and exclusion," the ADL said in a statement earlier this month. So, let me give you the geography of the northern part of Arkansas. You got Northwest Arkansas, Fayetteville, Bentonville, Springdale. Then you got Eureka Springs. Then you got Berryville. Then you got Green Forest. And then you got Harrison. I am directly 20 miles north of Harrison. And we all know Harrison, or at least you should. It used to be the KKK headquarters. That is 20 miles away from me. And then if you keep going east past Harrison, you get to Mountain Home, and then you get to Ash Flat, then Hardy, which are two very, very hillbilly towns. And then you get to Jonesboro and West Memphis. And then that's the edge of Tennessee, and then you cross over into Memphis. And in Jonesboro, well, by golly, there's actually diversity there. So it sounds like they're trying to get land in Northeast Arkansas because, good God, diversity. Oh, it's getting impossible to exist. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. Like I said, my daughter is half Native American. Like, my ex-wife was Native American, and the look she got, like, act like you're being forced or oppressed or whatever to deal and accept this ideal that everybody's equal, that a black person and being in your community is a forced thing on you, is so stupid. Somebody on TV exists that's black or gay or a woman, therefore it's political and woke. Maybe geeks and gamers and the critical drinker are part of this fucking group too. "We urge the Arkansas Fair Housing Commission, local elected officials, and law enforcement to act swiftly to ensure that Northeast Arkansas remains a welcoming and inclusive community, not a refuge for intolerance and exclusion." Already read that, sorry. Orwell pushed back on the ADL's remarks, saying this group embraces a shared ancestral values and not violence or hatred. Yeah. Again, cop-out. I'm tired of cop-outs. Just say it. I am so sick of people using God as a way to hate gay people. Love thy neighbor. God creates you in his image. Right? If you are hated by God for being the way that he made you to be, how does that make any sense? You using God as a cop-out to hate gay people is just that, a cop-out. Why don't you have some balls? Why don't you grow a pair and just say that you hate gay people? Why don't you grow a pair and just say that you hate other races and ethnicities instead of using a cop-out and just saying, nah, it's just appreciating my shared ancestral values. I can't do that and live amongst other fucking ethnicities. That's not possible. Or look at our ancestral values and what was wrong with them and change. No, let's keep them alive. Right? He also brushed off concerns that the organization is breaking the law, noting RTTL is a private association and doesn't sell real estate. "The attorneys we've consulted believe what we're doing is legal," Orwell said. "Americans have the right to freely associate and form intentional communities on whatever basis they choose. Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin does not share that view. Racial discrimination has no place in Arkansas or anywhere in a free society. These allegations raise all sort of legal issues, including constitutional concerns, Griffin said in a statement. My office is reviewing the matter. So yeah, I'm sure this will get downvoted to shit. But this is what's happening in my backyard. And if I so much as talk about that, well, fuck me. I'm just, causing white guilt. No, I don't feel guilty because I don't help sweep it under the rug and ignore it when it's right here. I live amongst people like this and have my entire life raised by parents like this and went the other way and get hated for it. And that is nothing in comparison to what actual minorities have to deal with. Go back to Europe. Because you quite literally, if you appreciate your ancestry that much, and you're so proud of it, and you want to talk about land and immigrants, take a look in the fucking mirror, dude. Anyway, just wanted to share this with you guys. That's quite literally from here to here. That's Harrison. That's Springfield. So, that's going on in my backyard. Isn't that fun? Love you guys.